Hey guys, MovieGuy 2005 once again. Welcome back to another video as I continue my marathon of John Carpenter movie reviews. And this time it's going to be a movie review on the 1982 horror film, The Thing. That's right, John Carpenter's The Thing. Which, as you can see, I have the poster behind me there, yeah, right here. So, let's go ahead and get to the plot, shall we? So, the plot basically concerns a group of 12 people who are in a research team at this Antarctic research station. They discover an alien that's been buried in the snow for well over 100,000 years. And once the alien gets unfrozen, it can assimilate and perfectly imitate people and other organisms, and even becomes one of the people in the group. And it's basically kind of like a mystery. You can't really tell who's infected, who's going to be infected next, who's human, who isn't infected, who can you really trust in the situation, who can you not trust in the situation. And they basically try to stop it from spreading. And hell, it could literally be the entire group of 12 people. You may never know. And it creates terror, tension, paranoia in the process. So yeah, that's basically what the plot of this movie is. Oh boy. What do I say about this movie? I would say this is probably my favorite John Carpenter movie of all time. Just, wow. I almost have no words how great this movie is. I'm really surprised I haven't seen this movie sooner, and I am so glad I did, because this movie is just excellent in every capacity. This movie did unfortunately bomb back in the day when it came out in 1982 at the box office. I think there was another movie at the time called E.T. I think it was competing with this, and we can already guess which one was more successful at the box office. But yeah, this unfortunately hurt John Carpenter's career, which is sad. Because this movie is just great. He had the worst reviews of his career at the time. He was being called things like pornographer of violence or something like that. And which is almost kind of laughable considering how much of a fan base this movie has now, and how much it's been regarded as one of the best movies of all time. And one of the best horror movies of all time. And honestly, for a good reason, because this movie rocks. It rocks. Great direction by John Carpenter. It's also based on the story Who Goes There by John W. Campbell Jr., which I haven't read the novel it's based on, or the book it's based on. But I hear this one's got a lot more in common, or is more faithful to the original source material than the original Thing from Another World does, which I haven't seen the original Thing from Another World from the 50s. But I might check that out sometime. I can definitely tell John Carpenter's a fan of the original. Considering that was the movie the little kid at Laurie Strode's house was watching in the original Halloween. So, great score by Ennio Morricone, which it actually got a Razzie nomination for Worst Musical Score. Which I'm like, really? This is what you nominate for Worst Musical Score? I mean, I get it's their opinion and everything, but is it really bad enough to earn that? I don't know. It's a little weird to me, but I know, I get it. It's their opinion. We all have different opinions. But, I mean, the Razzies also nominated, like, Stanley Kubrick and Shelley Duvall for Worst Director and Worst Actress for The Shining, respectively. They also nominated Brian De Palma for Worst Director, not once for Scarface, but twice for Body Double. I don't know. Haters gotta hate, I guess. But great acting from Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilford Brimley, T.K. Carter, Donald Moffat, Richard Masur, just everybody does a great job. I don't really see a single one of them giving a bad performance. What really makes this movie for me the most is the special effects. The special effects in this movie, phenomenal. Just absolutely stunning. Like my God. It's just mind-blowing how they achieved this. Rob Bottin definitely knew what he was doing in the effects department, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Stan Winston had something to do with it as well. I think he created the dog thing, like the dog transforming into the thing. I created the dog thing. Which, speaking of which, this has a lot of very memorable scene, very memorable scenes. Sorry. Of course, the blood test scene, probably the most famous scene in the movie, and of course, the defibrillator scene, where the creature comes out of Norris. And just really memorable, excellent special effects scenes. Just, I just can't praise this movie enough. I mean, it's just great atmosphere. I really love the freezing cold, isolated Antarctic atmosphere. I think it worked beautifully for this movie. I mean, what more could be said about this movie that hasn't already been said before? It's definitely one of the best horror movies. It's one of the best movies ever made in general, and I say that as well. Yeah, love this movie, love everything about it. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely make it one of your priorities. And you know what, just buy it and add it to your collection and watch it that way. You won't be disappointed, especially if you're a fan of horror movies and if you're a fan of John Carpenter. Highly recommend this movie. Love it. Love everything about this movie. Excellent in every capacity. Give it a shot if you haven't seen it. Alright, so that concludes my review for The Thing. What is your favorite John Carpenter movie? Let me know. And as always, thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.